this is awesome. We did a story about how the RNC is going to Tampa. They're going to have their convention there. And in New York Times also did the same story about how the strip clubs are getting ready. And, they've got a Sarah Palin lookalike, the girl who was in Nail and Palin. And other ones got webcams. They're trying to get Republicans to watch the webcam stuff before they come so they can get accustomed to the strippers. And then afterwards, after they leave Tampa, they can still stay in touch with the strippers over the webcam, et cetera. So they're making big plans. They think that business is going to quadruple based on previous Republican conventions and the numbers out of those. So now Representative Pete Sessions, who's the National Republican Congressional Committee chairman, this week on Wednesday got Republicans together on Capitol Hill and basically told them, don't be an idiot. People are watching you. Now everybody's got cell phones. They could be an opposition tracker. But I love the code words that he used, which aren't very much of code words. Quote, let's say you're going to have a cup of coffee. Perhaps it's a late night cup of coffee. Be careful. Why would you need to be careful if you're having a late night cup of coffee? I don't.
I thought when the story came out, when you guys did it and the Times did it, and it's a story that gets done at conventions all the time. It's a good story. I thought these people need to shut up because there's no question that there's going to be a gathering where Republican leaders say, whether it's at the state where the state leaders say to the state delegation. I mean, some guys will not get the memo, but in general, my hunch is that this attention to it will unquestionably cut into the business they would have gotten.
Yeah, and it was a strip club owner, so I guess they were trying to publicize their webcams and their Sarah Palin lookalike, but I think you're right, they might have done some damage to themselves. Remember, the Republicans got in trouble, Michael Steele did when he was running the RNC, because some people had gone to a strip club and paid for bondage or whatever the RNC had. So now Pete Sessions continued, and then there was another Republican lawmaker, and he said of the meeting, said, quote, just be aware that even if you don't think you're being a dumbass and you're going to events, it can still look bad. I guess he means like if you go to a strip club but you don't get a lap dance, you might get in trouble anyway.
Yeah, there's to quote Bruce Springsteen, this stuff happens and thrives in the darkness on the edge of town. And when you shine a light on that darkness, it clears it out.
Yeah, so I mean, it can't be good for business.
The idea that you just publicize strip clubs, I don't like the people who want to find this stuff, they find it.
No, I hear you. The flip side is, now that we know about it, it is inconceivable that we are not going to send Michael Schur and Lorax to do a report from the strip club that has the Sarah Palin lookalike. So we're going.
Oh yeah, we're going. Right, we don't care. Right.
Right. And then finally, Tom Wilson, who's a former chairman of the New Jersey Republican State Committee, said that during these conventions, since they know that they've got a Republican stripper problem, they actually try to keep the delegates incredibly busy so they can't go do other things. And he says, quote, you give them reasons not to be somewhere else. So they pack the schedule. And by the way, we're being polite by saying strippers. Believe me, there's also prostitution involved here, right? And so they're trying to make sure that nobody gets caught doing anything illegal, stupid, etc.
Sometimes strippers, not all, sometimes strippers engage in prostitution.
No.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
No, I hear that there's nothing going on in the champagne room.
What do you think happens in the champagne room? Not champagne.